Hello. Hello and welcome to Conversations with Esther tonight. I hope you can hear me well. Paul, kindly mute. Paul, kindly mute. Thank you. Allow me to pray, then we can begin. Thank you, Lord, for this session. We pray that you lead us and guide us as we deliberate on job openings and as Jay leads us in Jesus' name. Amen. So allow me to share my screen. Just to give you an insight on who we are, while we continue. Also, welcome to Conversations with Esther. We hold these sessions every Wednesday, 7 to 8 p.m. We are big on wellness. Paul, kindly. Jay, help me mute Paul. So we are big on wellness and we speak a lot on wellness. We do this in your organizations. Under Conversations with Esther, we help you design programs on wellness. And I will take you through this briefly so that you get a view of who we are. Conversations with Esther is an impact-driven professional platform that transforms your view on matters mental health, human resource, legal, and holistic wellness. Now, we ignite ethical and authentic leadership while promoting best practice within industries. Conversations with Esther equips you and the workplace with relevant legal, human resource, and holistic wellness skills through corporate training, motivational talks, end-to-end HR consultancy support, and career mentorship programs. Now, we are guided by our three values: integrity, excellence, and impact. And we envision a workplace transformed by professional conversations, respectable relationships, and intentional leadership. Just bringing this to your awareness, this is the first time we are bringing this out. We have an amazing, amazing training that's coming up. This has been long overdue. And as we have said, we train you, we equip you on legal matters, workplace matters. We make sure that you're equipped. We have an upcoming training that is a must attend for CEOs, managing directors, board members, senior leaders, HR professionals, legal practitioners, business owners, departmental heads, and everyone here that runs a business. Now, navigating employment and labor relations in Kenya. I know this has been a big, big thing. Now, I have heard people say, the courts are for the employees and against the businesses. We are inviting the business owners, we're inviting the employees, we're inviting you into one room for 2 days. This is going to be big. We will be having the intensive 2-day executive workshop designed for you at the Kiaka Hotel, Machakos, 2nd to 3rd of July. Mark your calendars, 2nd to 3rd of July, for 2 days, 2 full days, looking at the employment and labor relations in Kenya. And this is what you have to get. Navigating the employment and labor relations in Kenya is a high-level executive workshop for business leaders The dates, as I have said, is 2nd to 3rd of July. Venue is Kiaka Hotel. Our lead facilitator is Justice Nzioki Wamakau. Justice Nzioki sits in the Employment and Labor Relations Court. Now, the employment and labor landscape in Kenya is rapidly evolving. Through changing legislation, court decisions, workplace trends, and employee expectations. Now, organizations must stay ahead to remain compliant, productive, and resilient. Now, the key focus areas for our training for 2 days will be employment law compliance and employer obligations, managing workplace disputes and grievances, fair disciplinary processes and lawful termination, employment contracts, policies and risk management, labor relations and employee engagement, mental health. I will be taking this part of mental health, well-being and emerging workplace trends, lessons from recent labor court decisions, interactive case studies and practical workplace scenarios. Now, why should you attend and why should your team and your leaders attend this? Participants will gain current and practical employment law insights. They will understand the impact of recent court rulings. They will reduce legal and employee relations risks, strengthen organizational compliance frameworks, learn practical solutions applicable immediately, and network with senior leaders, HR practitioners, and industry experts. The workshop format will be expert presentations. We will have interactive discussions. We will have case study analysis, question and answer sessions, practical problem-solving exercises, and peer networking opportunities. Now, this workshop provides a unique opportunity to learn directly and engage in meaningful discussions on the realities shaping employment and labor relations in Kenya today. Now, there are limited spaces available to ensure quality engagement and interaction. Register today and equip your organization with knowledge and strategies needed to build compliant, productive, and sustainable workplaces. There is a link. I will be sharing this link in the chat as we go on. Great. Today we are starting a series for this month called Meet the Recruiters. So every month we have a series. We were doing caregiving for the past month. We have started this one now for Meet the Recruiters, available job opportunities. We are creating a platform this entire month to bring recruiters to you so that they can share with you available jobs. Our speaker today, Jay Walemba, is a very good friend of mine. He does recruitment. He gathers job opportunities that you may not have seen, but he puts them on his platform, and I know he will share with us his channel so that you can go and apply for jobs. Now, I will tell you some secret. I am a recruiter. For years, over 20 years, I do recruitment. Now, you may hardly see me posting a job because I will go to people like Jay who work on your CV. Jay is also very good on CV writing, your LinkedIn profiles. So I will call Jay and say, I need 5 to 10 CVs of this position because Jay works on your CVs. So he knows who has what qualifications. So it's very easy for us recruiters. And I'm telling you this because you may not be seeing a lot of jobs floating here and there, but people are getting jobs because we have centralized sourcing for employees. Right now, I was telling Jay before this session that I'm recruiting for a driver. And in one day, I think my phone has not been silent today. Just for your info, I think I have closed that one in less than a day. So I am also looking for a CFO or a real estate company. Jay has given me some CVs, and I will still be looking for more. And specifically, this one is for gender balance. In my client's organization, we are looking for a man. That is a CFO. That's a high level position. So what I mean is, it is good to keep in touch. It is good to meet recruiters. It's good to know where people are looking for CVs. Let your CV be in the right hands so that when we source for the CV, we have it immediately. We interview in a day or two, and we shortlist and give our clients. So are you searching for a job, considering a career move, or looking for better opportunities? Thank you for joining us tonight for an insightful Zoom session where experienced recruiters will point you towards job openings in the region and beyond. Whether you are a fresh graduate, mid-career professional, or exploring new opportunities, this session is for you. So allow me to bring in my very good friend, Walemba J. Jay is in the house. Karibu sana, Jay. The platform is yours. We want jobs. So we want you to tell us where the jobs are, and we want you to tell us which jobs you have. We will be bringing different recruiters every week so that we are also able to bring the jobs to you. So asante sana. Karibu, Jay.
Thank you so much, Esther. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, from wherever you're joining us from. Thank you for the introduction, Esther. My name is Walemba J. I run JCVs, and I'm sure most of you know JCVs, but might not know J. So I'm the face behind JCVs. Today's topic is one of the topics that are so close to my heart, and I think this is what I do. This is what I eat, this is what I sleep, this is what I drink, job search, and even being able to support job seekers. So today I want us to have a conversation. I'll not be doing a presentation because this is something that I think we can. I want everyone to participate because if it's not affecting you, it's affecting someone close to you. It's affecting your brother, your sister, your spouse, even your parents. So it's a conversation that I want us to be so open. I want us to have a candid conversation and even be able to, by the end of this topic, maybe I'll be able to get 1, 2, 3, or 10 people a job. And when I say a job, I mean we should be able to even position ourselves well for those opportunities. So even as we start this conversation tonight, maybe it's one thing I didn't mention is that I'm a certified employability expert by the International Labor Organization, the ILO. Also a certified master trainer on matters employability. So I feel that I'm ready to share my skills, share my knowledge, and share even the secrets in the job market. So before I start, I want to ask as a question. The question is, how many of us are jobless? Maybe I want to see in the chat section, just to see how many of us are jobless. Chat section, you. Yes, it seems Paul is jobless. Elle is jobless. A good number of us are jobless. Esther, you have some work to do here. Another question: how many of us have been able to change jobs in the last 6 months? We are in June. How many of us have been able to change jobs in 2026? Anyone change a job this month? Kemunto. I can see I can see Petronilla. Petronilla is a good friend, saying not me. So good number of us are jobless. And I'll want to be today I'll want to be very I'll want to talk to you as I'm talking as I will talk to my brother, as I will talk to my sisters, I will talk to my parent, as I will talk to that friend who is as well jobless. So what I want us to do is I want us to realize what is the difference. Why what are some of the reasons we are jobless? Anyone who can give me a reason in the chat section? What are some of the reasons we are jobless? Minimal opportunities. I can see Elio Cots. Some have connections. You can see that. I never get jobs or call for interviews, Susan. Some are overqualified. No feedback from recruiters. Corruption. For some reason, recruiters never seem to find CVs. Think I relate to Jem. Our CV do not match what recruiters want. Career changer, skills gap. All these are right answers. But I'll not agree with some. When someone talks about corruption, for me, I'll not agree to some extent because some of us have gotten opportunities in places where no one knew us. And we've gotten good opportunities, not just opportunities, we've gotten good opportunities. So I believe that one of the reasons the difference between us and the people that get shortlisted and people that get hired is that one of the main reasons we don't get to the shortlist is because of our CVs. The biggest reason we don't get to the shortlist is because of our CVs. And one thing that happens is that I know there are some recruiters in the house. One thing that happens is that recruiters take only a few seconds, less than 20 seconds to make a decision on your CV. So is your CV able to entice that recruiter? Is your CV one that can give recruiter an opportunity to look at it the second time? So if your CV is not aligned, that means that you'll not get opportunities. Now, I always do an analysis in my channel and the JCV's channel. And when I did an analysis for the month of May, which we did over the weekend and extended it to Monday, we saw that we had about 600 people that had never gotten an interview in January, in 2026. That is a bigger percentage compared to what you had gotten. About 400 people got jobs. From the 400, you had people that got jobs, you had people that got interviews. This means that the bigger chunk of job seekers are not getting opportunities. And when you look at some of the reasons, I saw some of the things because I receive CVs on daily basis. My phone, my WhatsApp never goes below 99 plus chats. I've always have over 99 chats, and the reason is that I'm receiving CVs on daily basis. And some of the common mistakes, I think I did a post yesterday about it, and the post talked about there are people that will send us a copy pasted CV. There are people that will write a CV with their pen on a foolscap and send you a photo of the same. There are people that will send a CV that has a password. You are not able to open that CV. How many recruiters have time to open to ask you for your password, to ask for the password of a document? Very few, unless it is a very senior position. But if you're looking for an Excel executive position, where I have over 100 applicants in my inbox, where I have over 50 from those 100 that are qualified for that position, what will make me give you an opportunity by calling you to tell you that I have a job for you? So some of the common mistakes we make are the reason we don't get even to the shortlist. And the interview process starts from the point that you're making that application. And some of the requirements we have on the job adverts are the things that we should pay attention to when making the applications. And a job is looking for someone who is attentive to detail, and you are sending a CV attached with your certificates, something that you've not been asked for. So you start failing the interview at the point you send that application. And the recruiters in the house and any aspiring recruiters, one of the things that we do as recruiters is that we are looking for that small mistake from the from the pool of job seekers, so that you can now drop them from the shortlist. So any small mistake you're making will land you in trouble. So you might not get shortlisted. Now, the other thing is that can see some of us go for interviews, in interview challenges and lack of networks, no feedback after interview, overflow, maybe inadequate approach towards interviews, nepotism, overqualification. So some of us, where should fresh graduates get such experience? I'll be talking about that as well. Some of us, we need to spend to understand, why do recruiters spend only a few seconds in reviewing a CV? We've had issues where most companies have been doing the manual recruitment. By manual recruitment, I mean that the HR takes 1 or 2 weeks even to shortlist some of the positions that they are hiring for. And one thing you look at this is that you end up now finding that the recruiter doing this manually, they take more time to be able to screen the CVs. Most companies have adopted what you call now the ATS system. So the system is able to shortlist, to screen the CVs and be able to rank you based on now the keywords that the recruiter is looking at, or the keywords that are in that JD. So when you look at that JD, you should be able, there are several tools now online where now you can be able to even pass your CV yourself, pass it through the system and be able to see the score. Then these tools are also giving us a report. They'll tell you that your CV has scored 50% or 30%. What you need to improve on is ABC. Yeah. So even as you work on the ABC to improve your CV, you should be able to align it and take enough time so that to ensure that the recruiter, your CV at least meets a human being. And when the CV meets a human being, now that's when now the human being can make a decision to just shortlist you. In most cases, some of our CVs are rejected even before they get to a human being. And this is the reason why we apply for jobs and you get automated replies. Ile email inakwambia you don't respond to this email. Those are automated replies. And automated replies will come when your CV does not match the requirements for that job. So what are we doing about it? Number two thing, why we are not getting opportunities, we have what you call the hidden job market. The hidden job market. Yeah. When talking about the hidden job market, we are looking at how many jobs are filled even before they are advertised. Esther, in her introduction, talked about being a recruiter for several years. And one thing that we've done is that I've been able to place so many people through Esther's company, because she will always reach out to me, tell me, Jay, I'm looking for ABC. Someone with this qualification, and this is the location, this is the salary. So now from my networks, I'm able to get someone, anyone that has reached out to me asking for an opportunity. For example, you are a driver and you reached out to me telling me that, Jay, I'm looking for a driver job and I need your help in that. So I'll ask you for your CV. I'll have your CV in my database. So anytime I get an opportunity for a driver, I'm sharing your CV. And some of these jobs, as I've said, it's a hidden job market, are never advertised. 70% of the jobs will never be advertised. Even senior positions in some companies will never be advertised. These positions will only be passed to those people within your networks. So what are we doing in terms of networking? What are we doing in terms of networking? When is the last time you went for an event and were able to change numbers? Yeah. Not just changing numbers for so as that you can have more views on our WhatsApp status. When is the last time you went to an event, invested in that event, got someone's contact, and that person was able to help you, even apart from job search, even in other areas? Yeah. In most cases, when people go out for events, and I know there's the kind of events that most of us would love to attend. If there's an event where you have a celeb coming at KICC charging 10,000, a good number of us will go for that event. Chris Brown ametoka kule US, amekuja pale KICC, they're charging 10,000 for regulars. You pay that amount and go for that event. Esther and Jay have an employability summit like we have one in on the 20th of June, only charging 600, and the 600 will cater for your lunch and some snacks. You don't attend that event because you don't have money. So how are our priorities in terms of networking? Some of us have been yearning to meet Esther Katiba, and you might not be able to meet Esther Katiba pale kwa kibanda Mdhurwa. Yeah. So where will you go find Esther? So Esther is planning an event or is attending an event as a speaker, and you see her maybe posted that on LinkedIn. You still want to meet Esther in a kibanda, you don't go for that event. The event maybe is charging 1,000 bob. Create time and go for these events. These are the events that will give you opportunity to meet some of the people that you want to meet. These are the events that will give you an opportunity to meet a mentor. These are the events that will be able to give you an opportunity to meet some of the idols, some of the people that you feel are your role models. And through these role models, you might get someone work with you, someone that will tell you, send me a CV, and that will be the turning point of your career. So when it comes to networking, be intentional. Don't just network because you want to network. Be intentional. Number 3 thing, why are we not getting opportunities? Number 3 thing is that there's a problem where people are not authentic. Because I see Jay doing CVs and Jay seems to be doing well in his CV writing business. I also start writing CVs. You don't know what Jay is doing differently that makes him stand out. You don't know what investment in terms of time, in terms of networking that Jay has invested in. But when you look at what Jay is doing, you feel that Jay is doing something that is very simple. Just CV writing is something that is very easy. I can write CVs and make a living out of it. I can start a WhatsApp channel and even take some content from JCV's platform, maybe prayers and some of the jobs that he's posting, and be able to sustain my channel. We need to be authentic. As a professional, I always tell people that your journey is totally different from my journey. What I did to get to where I am, you might do the same thing but not get to where I am. So authenticity for any job seeker, for any professional, is key in their job search. Be authentic to an extent that people can be able to identify you with what you do, and not having people telling you that that guy that does what Jay does. Yeah. Be authentic. As a professional, choose your path. You are an accountant because you saw someone doing online writing, you ventured into this online writing. By the time you realize, because this person has his own journey, you already now lost 2-3 years of your career. Will you go back and start as an intern? When someone looks at your CV, they cannot be able to see any tangible experience in your career. You're telling us you are an accountant, but you cannot be able to see that from your CV. So one thing as a job seeker and even as a professional, what you need to do, you need to sit down, call yourself for a meeting, and make sure you attend this meeting, even if you call yourself for that meeting. Attend the meeting and be able to draw your career journey. Plan your career constructively. Be able to map out your career and look at, what do I want to be in the next 5 years? What do I want to achieve in the next 2 years? And what are some of the things that, what are some of the short-term goals that will enable me achieve the long-term goal in the next 5 years? So even as you copy someone, you can only copy a concept, but not copy the entire thing someone is doing, because it might not lead you to where you want to get to. Yeah. We used to read books back in primary where there's a guy that was, think is something Kriamiti. And one of the story was that he started a business by selling tomatoes, and he became so wealthy. So what people forget is that Kriamiti had his own way of doing these things. Even if you try to wake up, not to sleep so that you can be able to sell tomatoes, you might not find buyers where you stay. So will you move to a different neighborhood for you to be able to sell those tomatoes? So being authentic is very key. Let's be authentic and ensure that whatever you're doing is something that can be able to describe you as a brand. Build your personal brand. As an accountant, build your personal brand. Let people know that Joshua is an accountant, and Joshua being an accountant is someone that can do A, B, C things for you. So be very authentic and be able to align your career and goals so that you meet that, you achieve that goal. Yeah. The other thing we need to understand is that sometimes when you look at, we have several tools. We have the AI tools, which are very key in today's job market. When you look at, I can be able to look at a CV and tell you that this CV has been done by AI. Look at a CV and tell you that this CV has been done by someone with the help of AI, but the person has been able to Kenyanize it. So our biggest problem as job seekers is that we tend to take so little time in those activities that will mean life to us, and tend to take much time in activities that might be somehow meaningless to our lives or our careers. How much time do we take on TikTok, for example? When you look at your phone's report, your phone will be able to tell you that you've taken this time on TikTok, you've taken this time on WhatsApp, you've taken this time on your email applying for jobs, you've taken this time on the dialer. So it's telling you exact time that you've taken on each of the applications. What does that mean? That means that the time, when you look at this report, the time that we take on our emails applying for opportunities is the least amongst when you look at the first three, you might find that job applications or your time taken on email might be the least. And a good example is that some of us, when doing applications, we do applications on email, and we are invited for interviews through the same email that you applied through, and you find the email after 3-4 days. What does that mean? We don't look at our emails more often. I would want us to use our emails the same way we use our TikTok, the same way we use our Facebook, the same way we use our WhatsApp. Make your email your go-to app anytime you're on your phone. And another thing we don't do is that we apply for jobs and even forget about them. As a job seeker, you need to have a record for all the jobs that you're applying for. Starting from the company, the position that you applied for, and even the salary for that position, and location of the company if possible. If it was listed on that application. Yeah. So what are we not doing right? What are we not doing right as job seekers? And what are we doing right to get to where we want to be? Yeah. As job seekers. Now, another thing we need to work on is even as we plan on our job search, are we able to customize our CVs to all the jobs that we are getting? One of the common mistakes we do is that we send our CV to 100 employers. Someone is looking for a customer service person sending a CV. Someone is looking for, last week I was looking for a CFO, and I got someone who was doing his attachment as an economist. Send his CV for that position. Job application and what employers are looking for is not something it's not about luck. I don't know why someone with attachment experience will waste his time applying for a job that is looking for 10 years experience. I know we need that job to get the experience, and similarly, we need the experience to get that job. Sometimes it's us going that extra mile. You might not have experience, but the job is looking for someone with experience. So how do you get that experience? Are we able to go out of our way just to volunteer for 2-3 days, 2-3 weeks, or 2-3 months, and be able to get the experience that the recruiter is looking at? How many? Someone, Esther, am I audible enough? Someone is telling me that I can see in the chat section that I'm not loud.
You're very clear.
So, how many people? How many of us? How many of us? How many recruiters will be happy with you because you are able to go an extra mile and get an internship or even volunteer opportunity for you to gain the skills? Be able to showcase those skills that you've gained as a volunteer in your CV. That shows that you are someone who is aggressive. You are someone who is taking that initiative. You are very intentional with what you want. Recruiter will give you an opportunity because they saw that initiative in you. Yeah. Now, Ellie, I can see you talking about sometimes you volunteer, but you have so much bills on your neck. Now, if you're sitting at home without volunteering, will the bills go away? Yeah. That's the question we need to ask ourselves. So, what recruiters are looking for? Number one thing, the recruiters are looking for problem solvers. Recruiters are looking for problem solvers. Any employer is looking for a problem solver. What kind of problem are you coming to solve? And sometimes when you see that JD in an advert, it does not mean that the recruiter just wants someone to come and have them expend the money on. The recruiter, the employer, the potential employer is looking for a problem solver. They have a problem, and that's why they want you to come to the organization and be able to solve that problem. So, what is the recruiter looking for? Being a problem solver and being able to, even during the interview or even as you write your cover letter, be able to align your answers or even your cover letter to what the recruiter is looking for. For example, they're talking about someone who will be able to, someone who is good maybe with tax issues. Talk about your achievement in the previous organization in relation to tax. What were you able to do? Maybe you are able to solve a tax backlog of over 10 million within the shortest time period, maybe of 2 months. Yeah. Talk about it. Let the recruiter feel that you're the person they are looking for. Let the recruiter align the position they have with the role they have with what you're bringing on board. And sometimes you might be even talking about something that has been a thorn in their a thorn in their organization, but they didn't have it on the CV. So it makes it even more interesting that you understand their problems, even to an extent they feel that you are better than they do. So make sure that that is what you're tailoring even to this potential employer and be able to present it in a confident and professional manner. One thing we should always remember that when an advert is made, thousands of you are vying for that advert. And even as they vie for that advert, a few of you will be shortlisted. And as you get shortlisted, a few of you will get the opportunity. So what makes you think that out of the hundreds of applicants, you are the person that will get the opportunity? What makes you think that? one thing you need to remember is that there are better qualified people than you. There are people with better experience than you. There are people with the better papers than you. So what will make you stand out? So you should be able to talk the language of the recruiter and be able to meet the requirements for that position. Yeah. So some of the skills that employers are desperately looking for, and the skills that you're looking for in this sanctuary is number one skill is the communication skill. Yeah. Are you able to communicate to potential customers for that organization? Are you able to communicate with colleagues? Are you able to pass information? Are you able to communicate? If you are in a strategic position or a senior position, are you able to communicate to the board? And when you're communicating to the board nowadays, it's about numbers. And that's why you've seen HR, we have what you call now the HR analysts, because now we want to talk about numbers. And Esther, I think we know that in most cases, you'll find that accountants get an opportunity to be CEOs. Why? Because they go to these board meetings and share information about numbers. Whereas the HR is talking about just points without numbers. That's why now you find that the accountants stand a better chance of being getting into the executive roles rather than the HR professionals. Number two skill is the emotional intelligence. Thank you, Cynthia, for that. Emotional intelligence is a key skill that recruiters are looking for. So that even are you able to pause and ask yourself what will be the outcome of this step I'm going to take? Yeah. Are you able to relate with people? Are you able to manage your emotions in areas where emotions could have rather exploded? Number three skill, we are looking at problem solving skills. Problem solving, and you find that in most cases when you go for interviews, one of the questions that you get are the questions where you need to use the STAR method. And one of the questions they're asking about the problem solving. Tell us about a time you solved a problem and what you did. So you need to be able to give us a scenario of what happened, talk about the task, talk about the action you took, and talk about the result as well. So that is what the recruiters are looking for. The other skill they are looking for is adaptability and the ability as well to learn. Are you adaptable? And are you demonstrating learning agility? Are you able to learn new skills within the shortest time possible? Sometimes I get job seekers come to my inbox and you tell them that based on what the recruiter is looking at, you don't qualify for this opportunity. Someone tells you that I'm a quick learner, and when you give them an opportunity, the quick learning gets lost once they get the opportunity. So what are we doing? Are we just saying this because we want the job, or we really ready to prove them? The other skill that is very key is the digital literacy and AI literacy. So now we are in the AI era, and some of the things that some of the skills that we must adopt are skills now to do with the digital literacy and AI. It's something that now is very key. As job seekers, we need to get there. Yeah. What are some of the red flags job seeker recruiters will notice immediately in your CV? Some of the red flags that recruiters will notice and might deny you this opportunity. The number one thing is job hopping. Job hopping is a red flag. Any company will want to hire someone that they'll stay with. If a company knows that within the next 6 months you're moving, that's another cost for that company. They must invest again in hiring. They must advertise. They must spend time interviewing. And then maybe you interview the first lot, you don't get a good candidate. Again, you have to re-advertise. So companies want someone that they can rely on. So job hopping is a skill, is a red flag to any potential employer. Number two, a red flag is the CV gaps. Are you able to explain your CV gaps to that potential employer in a way that they will understand you, in a way that they'll give you an opportunity, being sure that you might not again maybe leave the organization or have those gaps again. Number 3 gap is poor online presence. Are you on the necessary job search platforms? And in this case, we are talking about LinkedIn. Are you on LinkedIn? Are you on those platforms that are aligned to what you're looking for? Maybe your gigs are being looked for on TikTok or on Facebook. How is your presence on those platforms? Online presence nowadays is a must have. So building a brand, you need to have your professional photo. You need to have a professional photo which is in HD. You need to have a small about section about you, what you do and what people should know you for, and what you stand for. The number 4 red flag is inconsistent in CVs. Some of you invest in CVs being done by professionals, maybe like JCVs, but you don't go through the CV. You get the CV done and you go for an interview. You are not able to tell us about your CV. You need to tell us when you left organization A, joined organization B, and when you left organization B to join organization C, and so on. So those are some of the things that recruiters look at, and they place your CV aside and focus on other CVs. Yeah, and even as we wind up, because I can see time is running, as we wind up, I want to encourage you that there are several tools online where you can get opportunities. Yeah. And even as we find that we have jobs that are advertised where you need to make applications, just know that that is a smaller percentage, which is about 30 to 40%. The bigger chunk is in connections. If you see an event that is charging something that you can afford, or you can sacrifice your lunch, instead of doing fish, you do greens or even eggs, just to save that extra 100 bob for you to be able to attend an event, please do it. Some of the people that you see plan events, even online on LinkedIn, they are human beings. You can reach out to them and tell them, my name is so-and-so, I have skill 1, 2, 3. I would like to attend this event, but unfortunately, financially I'm down. Will you allow me to come in as a volunteer, even on the registration desk? Out of 10 people, I'm sure 1 or 2 people will give you an opportunity for you to show up and be able to network. In some of the networks that you get are networks that you have to invest in. There are some people that you'll never meet in Java. You'll meet them at Serena. There are some people you'll meet them at Ole Sereni. There are some people that you'll meet at Argyle. What are you doing about it? Will you still just want to have a conversation with them online and maybe not meet them in person? Yeah. So if you see an event at Ole Sereni, Esther will be attending, and you've really wanted to meet Esther, you have to invest for that. Even if they're paying 5,000, invest in that event, go for that event and meet your role model, meet your mentor. Exchange numbers and make sure that any conversation you have with your networks are professional conversations. And as job seekers as well, I wrote about this yesterday on my LinkedIn page, and I even shared in our channel. Never ever address message a potential recruiter or a potential employer the high things. If you do a high, someone is busy, not able to respond, they respond after 3 hours. Hi, maybe you're not online, umetoka mahali kulikuwa na wifi, you respond again tomorrow. How are you? Jay is in a meeting and not able to respond back again. He responds after 5 hours, I'm fine. So the conversation that could have taken barely a day ends up taking 2 weeks for you to be able to express what you wanted. And by the time you're getting to the second week, I already forgot what you discussed about week 1. So end up not making sense. So be very professional. Make a complete statement. Hi, my name is Walemba. Jay, we met at this event. I'm looking for a job in HR as a HR assistant or a HR officer. I have skill 1, 2, 3, 4. Please find my attached CV for your reference or for your perusal so that you can be able to consider me for job opportunities. When I get such a message, I know this is a serious person, this is a serious professional. The same way you communicating to me is the same way you'll be able to communicate when you get an opportunity. So I give you an opportunity to even share your CV to a potential employer or even through my networks to be able to help you get a job. Now, as I wind up, some positions that I'm hiring for. I'm looking for an accounts clerk for a client who is Joshua. I'll be able to respond to that. I'm hiring for an accounts clerk for a client who is in Karen. Similarly, I'm hiring for a restaurant supervisor. Same client. I have another client who is along Mombasa Road who is hiring for sales executives. And for the sales executives, I'm very keen on someone that has had experience selling IT solutions and the ERP solutions as well. So feel free to message me your CV, send me your CV. I'll be sharing my number in the chat section. Send me a CV so that I can be able to look at the CVs and share with the potential employers. Thank you so much for the time. I think I have 4 minutes left. I can be able to use those to respond to any questions.
Jay, thank you very much. Please go to the chat. I know there's a lot to respond to in the chat. I'm also posting a job there.
Next, I can see someone, JM is also sharing. I think he's shared an advert there. No, you're the one who is shared. JM, you can share your JD as well in the chat section.
You can check, Jay. For those who qualify for the CFO role, preferably men, I shared my LinkedIn account there. Please share your CV and we can have a conversation. Please look at the qualifications kindly. Thank you. Jay, look at the chat. I know there are a lot of questions and I see jobs coming in there. We are live on YouTube, Conversations with Esther Katiba. I know we've been full house. 100 is our max. We've been full house throughout, but this has been recorded on our YouTube. So you can always check that. So Jay, on the chat, I see
So
you laughing.
I can see Esther is asking where she can get 10 years experience, yet she's just 24. Now, Esther, not every job is meant for you. You just go for those that you qualify for, so that as well you don't stress yourself. If you are 24, maybe you don't have any experience, apply for those jobs that need limited experience or entry-level position so that you can be able to accumulate that experience. And as well as I talked about volunteering. It's just also an option. You can as well go volunteer, seek volunteering opportunities even from the professional platforms. I'm sure if you're in a professional platform that is aligned to your career, you'll have 1 or 2 people giving you an opportunity. So be positive, and even as you look for opportunities, be persistent, remain professional, so that now you don't get out of your way, and then be able to have those align your CV to be able to fit what the recruiters are looking for. Which entry level cybersecurity roles are highest in high demand? I think I'll respond to that last. If a person has over 10 years experience but is a diploma holder, can they be considered for a position that aligns with the experience, considering most jobs requires many years experience and wants a degree and above? Now, one thing is that in most cases, when you look at as you grow the ladder, one of the things that happens is that you are able now to start having your CV more impact driven and talking about the impact you've had in terms of numbers rather than just having the JD. For me, I believe that after the internship, even at the internship stage, you should be able now to start making an impact in your career. And by making an impact, I mean that show us in terms of numbers, what have you been able to do at organization ABC? That is what now pulls the recruiter or entices the recruiter to have you to even interview. So at 10 years experience, you should have had more impact in the organization that you're working in to be able to entice that potential recruiter or even convince them that you're the person that they're looking for. And in most cases, if your CV is able to position you as the person that they're looking for, even without having a degree as one of the requirements, you might end up getting an opportunity in an interview. The biggest mistake we have as job seekers is that sometimes you look at the qualifications and stop applying for those opportunities. But when someone looks at the impact you've had in throughout your career, they see you as someone that can be able to make that impact, transfer that impact to another organization. So what we need to do is that let the degree not deny you an opportunity to apply for an opportunity. Apply for the job and be able now to learn even on the job and even also prove yourself in an interview. So the reason in most cases why you customize our CVs and even align them to the potential opportunity that you're looking for is so that we get an opportunity in the interview. And getting an opportunity in the interview means that you should be able now to prove to this potential employer that you are the person that they are looking for. So give them numbers, give them the impact that you've had, and so show them that given an opportunity, you can be able to translate that impact to this other organization. The other question is talking of experience. I personally have 14 years of HR experience. My last job was in 2003. Right now, I'm trying to get back to employment. It's been hard because recruiters feel I'm overqualified. What can I do? Thank you for that question, Susan. One thing is that sometimes you apply for opportunities because of desperation. And what I mean by desperation is at 14 years experience, I'm sure you are a HR manager. And sometimes you might find yourself, because you've been out for long, you're applying for HR officer roles. Sometimes it is a mistake that we do, applying for roles that are lower than what we held last. So show these potential employer that you still have the skills and be able to go for those roles that match your skills. So position your CV in a way that it shows that you had that impact, yes. And even with this 3-year gap, you should be able now to either show the potential recruiter that you've been working on yourself, even upskilling, or even offering skills for free as a volunteer, so that now you don't lose some of the technical skills that employers are looking for. I have over 15 years experience in humanitarian work, 8 inside Kenya and the rest out of Kenya. Employers in Kenya consider me overqualified and I'm willing to take the role. Now, sometimes when you look at an advert will give you more information that if you're not keen, sometimes you might not be able to see it. So an advert is just like a guide, gives the minimum requirement for that opportunity. So unless they are very strict that saying that we are only looking for people with diploma or people with 10 years experience only, which is very rare to see, as you apply for the opportunity, be able to showcase your skills and even show willingness to take that opportunity. And one thing that should come out clearly is that the recruiters should be able to give you an opportunity for you to showcase your skills. And even as you take the opportunity, maybe what shows that you are overqualified might be the salary that you are asking for. And also looking at the kind of profile you have, some people might see that it will be a downgrade on what you can offer based on the size of the organization as well, and comparing the previous organization, the employers that you worked for. So some employers might see it as a downgrade. So consider looking for roles. For me, I believe that as a professional, you should be able to highlight some of the organizations that you want to work for. I will not want to have people with experience, especially people with experience, come out and apply for any job that is available. Sometimes you have, especially the entry level people, we have people that have issues with aligning themselves to what they can do, where an accountant applies for customer service role, maybe because they've seen that the customer service role has a higher salary compared to what they are currently earning. And that is what now starts giving us problems in future. Because if you're an accountant and you had that, you moved because you saw 10,000, then you see another position, maybe a call center, they are charging, it has an extra 5,000, then you move to that position. Sometimes it makes you a job hopper, which is not a good thing. So, Susan, how much do you charge for CV writing? I've shared my number. You can be able to chat me. I'll respond. How does age affect jobs such e.g. 50 years and out of job for 4 years? And even if I have over 10 years experience. Now, one thing, I think this one is key, and I want everyone to pay attention to this. One thing is that if you don't have a clear career path, I will repeat that. If you don't have a clear career path, you'll end up applying for the same positions with your daughters and sons. And what I mean by clear career path is those people that you're an accountant, you found yourself as an admin. In most cases, most admins do not grow. Most admins do not grow. You are at 40 years, you're still an admin, and you have a daughter or son who is in college. They clear school, you are maybe at 45. You are still an admin. This young daughter or son of yours is applying for the same position. And in most cases, you're applying for the same position as you. In most cases, potential recruiters or potential employers will consider people who are young because they'll accept a lower salary than what might be asking for. So as professionals, even for those that have not had missed out and taken any career that is available, this is something that you need to hear from me and make the necessary adjustments soonest. Have a clear career plan. If you don't have a clear career plan, you hit 50, you're looking for jobs, you don't get these opportunities. Because someone somewhere who is half your age is coming for that position. And as a recruiter, and even in most cases, you'll find that supervisors are younger, so they'll need someone that they can be able to delegate to, not someone that is the older than them, for them telling them that you didn't do well here and you need to change, or you need to write a warning letter for them. So make sure that you have a clear career path. If you don't have a clear career path, this is something that will affect your career in future, and you might end up not liking it and getting stressed as well. What is the best or the most suitable answer for tell us about yourself in an interview? Tell us about yourself. The recruiter wants to know about you. Talk about your name, talk about your academics, talk about your experience in relation to the job that you've applied for. So at this point, I talk about you being able to mention some of the things that relate to the job. Then you talk about the attributes that you bring to the organization, to the position. If a position is looking for someone that is needs to have skills like attentive to detail, emotional intelligence, communication skills, interpersonal skills, mention some of those skills at that point. Take about 2-3 minutes to be able to tell the recruiter about yourself. As a fresh graduate, are you supposed to only focus on internship application and forget any job advert requiring 0 to 1 year experience? As a fresh graduate, if you have a maximum of 3 internships, you should be able now to stop applying for internships and focus on entry-level opportunities. Someone is asking for my number. Kindly help us grow as mentors, help us grow as our mentors, and this will look as the bridge. Eliokot, that is fine. I think we can work on that. I can see my brother Paul is here as well. So you can work on, thank you, JNS, for this professional informative engagement. I've attended interviews, but I still don't get any employed. I nail each and every stage, including accepting salary with a given range, but ghosted after. My CV has been checked again, revamped, and redone severally. I've paid for several revamps in vain. Honestly, where do I go wrong? So, Paul, if you're getting interviews, your CV is not the problem. If you're getting interviews, your CV is not the problem. The problem might be in your interviewing skills. So, as a job seeker, one thing that how you can be able to solve your problems is that one thing you need to do is that if you're not getting opportunities, your interviews, your CV might be the problem. So sort the CV problem. Once you start getting interviews and you don't convert the interviews, then your interviewing skills might be the problem. You need to have them checked. You need to have a conversation with someone, a professional, who can be able to tell you, to correct you and even guide you on how you can be able to respond to interview questions well. Sometimes we get to interviews and you feel that you've nailed it, and yet there are other people that have done better than us. Sometimes you get to interviews where you're getting interviewed in the afternoon. The recruiter has been seeing more than 10 people in the morning. So you find them very tired, and the only thing they can do is just smile back at you. So you should be able to get someone guide you and even do mock interviews for yourself, and even follow up so many tools online, on YouTube, and even on ChatGPT to help guide you. But preferably, again, I'll ask that you can even get a friend and have them guide you on mock interviews as well. I've seen an advert for your JCVs. You can apply for that, and most of the adverts as well we share in our channels. We are not the people hiring. For those that I have our email address or company email addresses, and even those that I ask people to inbox, are the ones that we are hiring personally. So feel free to apply for that. Susan, I think will be able to respond to your question in my inbox. Sorry, that one you responded to. I think most of the question about job hopping sometimes, Jay, is not about the individual, it's about the organization. How do you go about it? What do you mean it's about the organization? Yeah?
Hey,
Yes?
hello, Jay. Are you able to? Are you getting me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I'm saying sometimes you find out that an individual has been working in an organization,
Yes.
and he has that short term, like he has a short term whereby an individual works for a certain organization within a period of a year, and the
Yeah.
organization decides to terminate
Yes.
the contract, and he
Yes.
goes to another organization within the same period. So how do you go about that when you are calling the CV, or how do you go about that so that you can attract the next employer?
Now, one thing is that sometimes in our CVs you can be able to talk about contracts, just in case that I was in this organization from January to December. You can have it in brackets as a contractor, so that any potential employer seeing that can see the end of a contract. But where you have indefinite period, like maybe 7 months, in another organization you worked for 5 months, in most cases people are looking at contracts being in terms of 6 months, 1 year, 2 years. So where you have these indefinite periods, like now 7 months, 3 months, 5 months, someone now can start having issues with such kind of periods. So you need to be able to indicate that on your CV. It's very okay for you to indicate, especially if it was an end of a contract and you are able to see that you are able to finish your contract and leave. The other day, I think it was yesterday, I think Esther, I saw this in one of the groups that I'm in. And one of the things was that I advertised for a position for HR assistant. And the funny thing is that the HR manager of that organization and the current HR assistant of that organization, who is currently the HR assistant has been in that organization for less than 5 months, were applying for the same position. And so you look at this and you're like, what is the problem with these kind of companies? So it happens, but people are looking at, for you to be able to use your current to apply for a job, if you have you are new in another organization, it shows that there's a problem. And for me, I always advise that you can only have your new role on the CV after the 6th month, because that's now when you need to start again actively looking for opportunities. But if you have been in an organization for 2 months and then you feel that this is not the right place for me, I will advise that you don't put that role on your CV and use your previous experience for you to be able to apply for other opportunities. Someone had asked about the current roles in I think it was the current role in cybersecurity. In most cases, you'll find that in the cybersecurity and even the IT space, in most cases, we are looking at now the cybersecurity analysts. So the analyst aspect is coming in so much in most cases, in most roles. When you look at the finance as well, we have the analyst coming up. The HR, I've talked about the analyst. The procurement, you have the analyst aspect coming in as well. So just issues of numbers and then being able to use those numbers and to support in decision making. We have the security operations analyst. So all those roles, the governance, the risk and compliance analyst, are some of the roles that are possible for someone in cybersecurity. Esther, can see time is really gone. We have Joshua who will like to speak maybe for a minute. Joshua, I think I can allow you to speak for a minute before now we hand the mic back to Esther.
Hello, can you hear me now?
We can hear you.
Yeah, I'll just share very briefly. I think thank you very much for what you have said. And maybe what I'm going to share may apply to someone else like me, and you may not have a solution now, but I largely come from the humanitarian world. And lately, I mean, for the last 2 to 3 years, there's been a bit of shift in terms of funding. But also the time I have been in the humanitarian field, around 15 years, I did around 7 or 8 years in Kenya, the rest as a deployee or on deployment, short deployment. Some do 1 year, some 6 months, some 8 months, some as short as 4 months, depending on emergency situation. And so my CV is very long and very professional in many, many ways, different countries. So my experience just is when you come back to Kenya, I mean, even the NGOs around, I think for the sake of the salary, I mean, I can't ask the same salary I was being paid out there as an expatriate. But still, you will find you'll apply for a job here that meets your criteria. And even some of those jobs, they've not even said you need to have these years of experience. Maybe they've stated or they haven't. But then you just sidelined. They don't even shortlist you. So I think this is something, I don't know if you can have another forum just for humanitarian workers. I'm just not sure, or maybe that's not an expertise you're good in, even in terms of maybe it's not an area you are very conversant with. And so I may be maybe not anyone else is like me here. I can see at least someone doing a finger, because telling someone that, there's something wrong with your CV or you've applied, it's just the sector, the way the sector is. So you come back 15 years, my CV, look at it, is like 70% international. No one will give you a job here that easily. So unless I do my own consultancies or I just pray for the donor world to open up again and I go back out there, they also see that you're in many, many rosters, which sometimes I've decided now I won't even mention, because there are so many professional rosters out here who will take you as a humanitarian on as a consultant. That happens a lot. You may know about it or you may not have that experience. So I think maybe sometimes also when you share, just understand that other sectors are having issues right now. And it's not so much that someone is not applying. Even volunteer, no one wants you to do volunteer. You have 15 years of experience, you want to volunteer. I have a lot to volunteer, but they're like, for what really? They think you're just wasting your time. They're just threatened. So anyway, I'll stop it there, but maybe organize, do something, a background check on do something, another webinar to target humanitarian workers.
Thank you so much for that, Joshua.
Joshua.
Yeah, Joshua. I think I do have experience. I've handled several humanitarian engagements, and I've even had supported some of the organizations in terms of organization restructuring. So I think Esther can organize another webinar, maybe on the same. Esther, I think this feedback, and I've shared another opportunity for a stores assistant in the chat section as well. So for those that are qualified, will be able to apply. So what if I do? What can I do if I want to shift from a temporary job I have been and have gotten greener pastures, which needs me to join immediately? Guide the best way to leave immediately without notice. There's no clear way to leave without notice. And one thing that you need to understand as job seekers is that the HR in the interview room are there to check for compliance. The HR are there to check for compliance. In most cases, you'll find that we have people that have we have the technical people, people that will be media supervisors in the roles that you applied for. But the HR will be there to ask for general questions, tell us about yourself, why should we hire you, and also compliance. When it comes to compliance, they're looking at can you leave your organization without serving notice? So RK, these are some of the things that people look at. So look at your contract. What does it say? If your contract talks about 1 month notice and you are unable to serve that 1 month notice, write to your employer and pay them that 1 month notice and then leave. There's no other way you can leave without serving notice and expect that your employer can give background checks on you. So just serve or have a conversation with your current employer and be able to explain this to them. In most cases, they'll want you to pay their 1 month notice. And if you have a good conversation, sometimes they might not ask for that. Thank you. Esther, back to you in studio.
Thank you, Jay. Thank you. Amazing. Thank you. Yes, we will do our best this month to bring you experts in the humanitarian field and recruiters before the end of the month. Yes, Joshua, kindly keep an eye on I shared my LinkedIn link. We always post the sessions there. I have shared a link to join our community. That will keep you updated with our sessions and our activities. I have also pinned an upcoming training that I think is very key for all of us. We are launching the long-awaited Navigating Employment and Labor Relations training. I will put that up again so that you do not miss it as we come to a close and as you go through the chats. This is the training that we are having on the 2nd and 3rd of July. Now, this will give you an opportunity to meet, to network, and meet CEOs, to meet MDs, to meet board members, to meet senior leaders, to meet HR professionals from all spheres, to meet legal practitioners, business owners, departmental heads. And that's what Jay was talking about when you have to invest in yourself. It is 2 days intensive workshop designed for you. So our key facilitator is going to be Justice Nzioki Wamakau from the Employment and Labor Relations Court. So 2 days of intensive executive workshop. Come and network with the top and the best. So thank you very much. Thank you, Jay. We meet here next week, same time, God willing. We'll continue with our series of spotting that job, meeting recruiters. We will make sure that this month you meet the best of the best. And we started with the best. You can confirm that. So thank you, everyone. Thank you for your time. We meet next week, Wednesday, same time, same place, 7 to 8 p.m. on Conversations with Esther. How do I secure volunteer opportunities since I have passion in doing that? I know, Jay, you had shared your contacts, right? In the chat.
I did.
Yes, so just let's do this. We'll close the session, but I'll be kind enough. I will just end the YouTube live and we stay on the call so that you're able to go through the chats and pick the links and the conference and register for the training and pick every information that you need to pick on the chat. So I will leave the session on until 8:35. I think that will be okay. So thank you very much. God bless you. Have a good night. Thank you, Jay. It's been a pleasure hosting you on Conversations with Esther. We are on YouTube, Conversations with Esther Katiba. Feel free to watch this and other sessions. Our sessions are 100% professional. We only host professional sessions.